let's do a get ready with me and a story time because the story just deserves to be shared. Alright, to set the scene for you, I was in middle school, and in middle school, it's literally the most awkward years of your life, and everybody is just trying to fit in. At this stage of my life, I was kind of going through a rough patch, just hanging around the wrong people. I wasn't really bad, but I definitely needed to get back on track. So during middle school, we needed AR points, which were like reading points, and we had to take tests on books, and I hadn't finished my book yet, but you know, I was in my self-care era even back then, and I decided to take my book into the bath to read, but I also decided to take my phone. Let me also add, this is when iPhones were not as waterproof as they are now. So I go to step into my freshly made bath with bubbles and everything, with my book in one hand, a bath bomb in the other hand, and my phone. So my hands were full, too full. So when I step in, I drop my phone. Traumatic, I'm obviously upset because I think my phone is broken. I also dropped my book, which I'm borrowing from the school. And so I pick my phone up, my book is just floating through the water, and I pick my phone up like this. I don't think anything of it. I run downstairs, I put it in a bag of rice, and I get back in my bath and I start reading my half-soaken book. All of a sudden, people are banging on the bathroom door, saying that my best friend has called the house phone like 8 million times. So I get out of the bath in my towel, I walk to my room, and I call her back, and I'm like, hey, like, what's up? She's flipping out, like, she's hyperventilating, you know, like, Ace, what is on your story? What is on your story? And I'm like, what do you mean what's on my story? Like, my phone is broken in a bag of rice. And she's like, girl, like, there's a video of on your story. And I'm in complete shock, so I'm literally just sitting on my bed in a towel, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to tell my mom, like, this is horrifying. I tell my mom, my best friend comes over, I'm still wrapped in a towel, and I look down over my balcony, and my neighbors are there, my dad is there, everyone you don't want to be there to see this video. I get to watch the video for the first time, and I am literally bawling my eyes out, and my book is just floating through the water of the video. If you're wondering why I didn't just log in and delete it, I didn't know my login. So some kid eventually logged in and deleted it for me, and at school the next day, everyone hugged me and acted as if I had a family member pass away, and I had to give a speech in front of the whole school. Don't take your phone in the bath.
Story time about how I found out my ex-boyfriend was literally a pathological liar while I'm getting ready. So me and this guy met through Snapchat, through SFS. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I used to be the SFS queen. I literally did that shit with everybody. I regret it now. So we started talking and shit. We're gonna call him Bean. Anyways, but we started talking. It was good for a couple of months. Keep in mind, we were talking for about like 6 months. Yeah. So actually, me and Bean never really made things official for good reasons, but we actually did talk for like 6 months, so I feel like kind of counts. I don't really know. So basically, he didn't live in the same city as me. He lived like about 2 hours away, which is not that far, but anyways, we were talking about seeing each other, like actually like meeting in real life. I never got to meet this man. Yeah. So this one night we were gonna meet at my local mall, like a little child I was. We were gonna meet at my local mall, and I was waiting for him to come for like about 3 hours. Yeah, I waited in a public mall for 3 hours for him to show up. Did he show up? No, he didn't. I was sitting there like an idiot, blowing up his phone, asking him where he is. No answer. Turned his location off and everything. No answer for about 3 hours. So what did I do? I called my mom, got her to pick me up, and I went straight home and fucking bawled my eyes out. He finally texted me when I went home. Coincidence. He finally texted me back and he was like, oh, sorry, I got busy and I couldn't answer. I got busy selling. Next. There's Bean was a bum. He was a bum. He was literally a bum. That was the moment I realized he was a bum, but did I block him? Did I break up with him? No. Because I was also a bum. Used to be a bum. He gave me a dumb little excuse. I mean, being also dumb, I believed it. I was honestly really fucking hurt though, because like, that was like the first time we actually like made plans after talking for so fucking long, and I was so excited to meet him, but he cared about selling more than seeing me. Who wouldn't want to fucking... So he basically did the same thing about 5 more times, and I got over it. I was like, hey, I'm literally done with your shit. Every time we make plans, you don't follow through. You literally never fucking show up. So what the fuck is going on? If we're gonna be in a relationship, I'm gonna want to see you 24/7. Go to part 2 because it gets fucking juicy.
Get rid of me while I tell y'all about how there was a fight at my school today. But it wasn't just a normal fight. It was between a student and a teacher. Okay, so we start off like at the start of science, okay? Basically, this teacher she just has a problem with everyone. Like, someone in the fucking class coughed and she like told them off. And basically, there was this girl sitting behind me, and her and a friend kept talking, right? Which, honestly, I understand that she was talking, but like everyone in the class was talking. And so this teacher, instead of just normally telling the student to be quiet, she tells her to shut up, right? And this girl, like, she's known for fights and stuff. And she starts, like, arguing back. Like, she was like, who are you telling me to shut up? Like, who do you think you are? And then this teacher starts fighting back with the student. And, like, starts saying stuff about her. That she's like, this is why you're failing the class, because you don't ever listen to what I have to say. And then the girl's like, she got mad about that. And then the teacher was like, you're going to be nothing. You know, you're never going to succeed if you don't actually pay attention in school. And then this girl got real mad, y'all. Like, she was so mad. And at this point, like, this girl actually got up from her seat and went over to the teacher, and they were literally, like, arguing face to face. And so I don't actually know what teacher said. Like, me and my friend were literally just, like, laughing about it. Like, we were, like, everyone was kind of in shock. Like, what the hell is going on? Everyone in the class was kind of talking as well because everyone was just, oh my god, what the, what the hell? And then I've heard that apparently the teacher said something about her mom. Yeah, and her family. And so, the girl swung. And punched the teacher in the fucking face. Yeah. And then the teacher started fighting back. She, like, pulled her hair and smacked her. And then we were all just kind of like, what the hell? And then this boy from my class went and got a teacher from outside. And obviously told them what was happening. And the teacher came in, braked it up. And then I think the teacher got fired. And I think the girl is suspended for quite a while. But yeah, that is how there was at my school between teacher and student.
Go to me and I tell you the story time of literally the most humiliating, most horrible, most literally traumatizing night out on the town of my life. I'm realizing that a lot of my story times involve me going out. I sound like a partier. And not that that's wrong. That's just not me. Let me just paint the scene. Paint the picture. Let me just paint the picture. I was fresh at college and semi-fresh to the whole going out scene, okay? Like, hey, well, let's just go out because this was my first time ever going out in college. And I was like, okay, let me just get like a layout of the scenery. And we started drinking some apple juice. We're like getting ready to go out. We have no idea where we're going also, by the way, because frats, like, guys can't get into frats. Bars, we can't get into the bars. We're just free balling right now. So we were like, well, what now? Just like hanging out in my dorm. This dorm. I was right there. This is a common reoccurrence you will find is that we ended up making our way to Dave's. At this point, it was probably like midnight or like 12:30, and Dave's is open here an absurd amount of time. So every weekend, everybody and their absolute mother, grandmother, grandfather, cousin, second cousin, niece, nephew are in Dave's. So we have to walk probably like 25 minutes to this Dave's. As we were going to Dave's, I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I don't feel too good. I started feeling a little rumbly in my tummy, and no, it's not from when you're hungry, if you know what I mean. Okay, well, like, once I get food in my system, then I'll be So we're in Dave's. I, of course, order a fucking number 4, 5, 6, and 7, whatever the fuck my Big Mac orders. And I'm looking at my friends and like, and they're like, Selah, do you need to go to the bathroom? I'm like, yeah, let's just like go. Like, let's just regroup, girl chat, whatever. So Rack City bitch make it Yak City bitch because I was the mayor. So whatever. I'm like, wow, let's go again. Like, I feel amazing. Like, I get back, my food's out. I'm eating my food. These fries start tasting, como se dice, sewage. Mayor of Yak City town in my mouth. We start making our way back. 10 minutes from my dorm. I'm like, okay, like, I'm feeling good. 5 minutes. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna wait till I get in like the comfort of my own dorm, like whatever. We're in the elevator. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing this. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's happening. I saw my friend. Next morning, he's like, so, you know Spanish? What? I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, well, last night you were only talking to me in Spanish. Okay, so that happened. And all my friends were like dilly-dallying in the lobby, and I'm like, walking back with my friend that brought his friends, right? So he's talking to me. He's looking for it. I'm looking for it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Roommate Aoife sees me like fighting for my life. Start like picking up the pace. We lose the guys. Right in front of the door, I literally, well, never going out again. Days and I can't have Days anymore. Also, what?
How are you going to talk bad about me in front of me in Spanish? This isn't even the first time that this has happened, which is really unfortunate. So I guess I'll tell you another example of when this happened. I was basically in the bathroom, you know, in a stall or whatever, and I hear two girls, like, outside, like, by the sinks, talking bad about me, and, like, making fun of my TikToks, and, like, mocking me, and saying all this stuff in Spanish, and then, like, whatever, I, like, go out, and I go and wash my hands, and one of the girls was in front of the sinks, so I'm like, hey, like, excuse me, like, I wasn't gonna say anything, I was just like, hey, excuse me, like, can I use the sink? And she's like, yeah, whatever, so, like, whatever, I start washing my hands, and they're still talking about me, but they're doing it in Spanish, like, thinking that I don't understand, and they're like, oh, like, she thinks she's all that, just because she has a couple followers on TikTok, like, is she really gonna, like, just move me out of the way like that? Like, I just asked if I could use the sink, and I was just kind of whatever, I kind of just walked out and, like, let it be. But today I was basically in one of my classes, and this person mentions how I have TikTok, and I really don't say anything about it. I have only spoken Spanish once before in that class, and that's when I was sending a voice message to my mom to try and, like, explain something to her. But other than that, like, I really don't speak Spanish in that class because I have no one to speak Spanish to. So whatever, this kid mentions that I have TikTok, and then this girl, I kid you not, she literally starts slandering me in Spanish, right in front of me. Like, she was less than 5 feet away. And she was just, like, saying all sorts of stuff, like, oh, like, how many followers does she even have? Like, are you even a fan of her? Like, just saying, like, a bunch of, like, foul things. And just, like, absolutely, like, trashing on my videos, being like, she's so cringe, like, why would she even post that? That's so awful. And keep in mind, like, I've been really nice to this girl before. I've always been really nice to her. I don't know why she felt the need to just... And I don't know, when stuff like that happens, I just have the strong urge to, like, go up to the person and just be like, hey, like, I really like your outfit, I really like your hair. But in Spanish, just so they know. I just don't get it, because, girl, how are you gonna talk bad about me in my first language? Like, be so serious. And this reminds me of this one time that I was in the hallway, and there's these, like, 3 girls standing by the door, and I really need to get by, so I was like, hey, like, excuse me, can you guys move? Like, I really need to get to class. Like, I was being really polite about it, as you should be, and they would not move. Like, they were just having a full-on conversation in the middle of the hallway. They would not move, so I just, like, shoved my way past. I didn't even push them or anything. I just kind of wiggled my way past. This girl calls me the B word in Spanish. She literally looks at her friend, and she goes, that bleep just pushed me out the way. I didn't even push you out the way. I said, excuse me, multiple times, and even then, I wiggled my way past. I found a way through. So I kid you not, I turn around, I look at her, and I literally look at her, and I go, hablo español. She looks at me, and she goes, I'm so sorry, like, I swear I didn't mean it, like, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. That's my little story. It was funny, or whatever. I'm gonna go now, because I have to go to the gym, but I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.